Hi guys, my name is Jordan, for those who don't know me, and this is going to be my first ever solo hike. And the reason why I'm doing this is because, I've been seeing a lot of videos on YouTube about going outside and, going on hikes, and, I think that it's very therapeutic, calming, and beautiful. So I'm here at Jack Huntington Greenway to experience something that I think would be a very nice thing for me to experience. I also have work in like an hour, so we're gonna see where that takes us, and hopefully we can see some beautiful sights while I go on this trail. So let's go. I brought my bag with me. I brought lunch, peanut butter and jelly, and yeah, let's go. All right, so we're going in. I really want to find a nice place to sit and eat my peanut butter and jelly that I packed. Maybe at like a nice bench a little bit deeper in the trail. But a lot of the research that I've been doing on this trail, it's that it's a pretty beginner trail. So yeah, it should be fun. All right, so immediately there's two paths to go down, and there's the bench. So I think I'm going to take this path, the left. This is actually gonna be the first trail that I've also been on that people's houses are literally like right there. Like there are houses literally directly to the left of this trail. They're really lucky because, you know, their backyard is literally just a beautiful landscape of just nature. When I grow up to be a little bit older, I definitely want to move outside of the typical city suburbs. Definitely want to live somewhere a little bit more secluded and more in nature, because I feel like us humans should be in nature because that's what we were born into. So I think there's definitely something natural about being in a place that has mainly trees, animals, stuff like that. This is definitely one of the more chiller hikes that I've been on. You can hear the dogs, hear birds, but it's kind of ironic because I am in a city right now. This whole trail is literally in the heart of a city. I don't know if you guys can hear the dogs barking in the background, but it just goes to show how you could find beautiful nature no matter where you are. You just have to look for it. I don't really know where this is going, but I guess this was parking for the trail. That kind of makes a lot of sense because I parked at like a street road, not necessarily here. I probably should have parked here. Okay, and we go farther in the trail. Ooh, I think There's a nice bench right there that I might go sit at. I'm not sure though. Maybe. You know, there was a certain thing that I learned in my biology class. It was something about spontaneousness and how nature is something that's very spontaneous and how random it is. But I think that there's a lot of merit in that and how we should be living as well. You know, I think, you know, once you see like these productivity videos all the time talking about planning out your entire day, you know, having an exact plan, I think that's very artificial. I think there's something beautiful in just doing things that you want to do right when you want to do it, not necessarily having a plan. Like this, for example. I did not know I was doing this until today. Thought I was just gonna work today, but no, I'm here. But I actually very much enjoyed that fact, that I didn't know what I was gonna do until now. You know, the birds didn't know that they were gonna be exactly there. How we don't even know what the weather's gonna be the next day, although we could technically see it. So. You know, every trail is just so different from each other. You know, I used to never understand why my dad used to like go on hiking trails when I could just be playing video games on like the PlayStation, you know, Xbox. But as I got older, I'm starting to understand why someone should take the time and go outside and just walk, just with yourself and your thoughts. You know, although I'm recording, I'm somewhat aware of, you know, what I'm filming and talking about, but, you know, I am truly the only person that's here. I mean, just look at how beautiful this trail is. This is absolutely stunning how this is literally in a city. Literally at the heart. There's houses right there. You could see a house right there. It's crazy. It's the importance of preserving it. I mean, really. I was also pretty lost. You know, I didn't really have that much clarity in what I wanted to do with my future, you know. But there's one thing that I always love doing, and that's traveling. Every single time. I'd always look forward to it. Every summer, me and my family would travel all the time, go somewhere new, you know, either that be visiting family in the States or going somewhere. But one trip that I remember the most is definitely Wyoming and Puerto Rico. And those were the most beautiful places I think I've ever been in my entire life. Absolutely stunning. Every time I go, I'd never want to leave. So I think from that experience, from being by myself, or from being with family, with nature, I think I started to realize this is what I want to do. Definitely want to help people travel, you know, tourism and hospitality, and even the World Cup. You know, World Cup is here. So tons of people are traveling, meeting each other, meeting new cultures, and you know, it's all love. And I think that's really an important thing. I mean, back then, there were literally people that's jobs were to discover new lands. Imagine that. Like, you are literally, there's land that no one has ever seen before, and that is your entire job, is to go look for that land. Find new things that have never been seen before. I mean, that's why people go into caves, because you can go into a cave and see something that literally no other human has ever seen. You are the first human to ever see that. That's absolutely incredible. That must be an insane experience, something that I would never do. I don't want to die when I'm, 23 in a cave, but I can see why people do it, having that adventurous mindset. Now just imagine if, instead of just judging other cultures, we opened our arms up to them and expanded. Imagine how ahead we would be. Imagine the advancements we can make. It would have been amazing. All right, guys. I think I finished at least a half of the trail. I believe that I was probably at 4, and that's probably when I took the left and went down, but there's still a little bit more to go up. So that's one half of Jack Harrington Greenway done. And it looks like we're doing pretty good on time. So maybe, just maybe, we can explore that other half before I have to clock in for my shift. So yeah, successful so far. I mean, oh my goodness. Look at this view. Absolutely beautiful. You already know I had to clip it. I had to clip that just to save for personal use later on with my haunting smile. I used to go on Omegle and then just smile insanely hard, and it would creep people out so much. But I found it hilarious. I would just stand there just doing that. It's so funny how one thing that has a positive connotation, like a smile, can be distorted into something. You could basically turn anything that's happy, sad, into the opposite emotion depending on how you depict it. It's incredible. It's a really beautiful building right there. Is that like a restaurant or something? Oh man, that architecture is absolutely stunning. Beautiful. All right, I made it back to the bench. As simple as peanut butter and jellies go, this is incredible. This is good. All right, guys, that's gonna be the end of this video. Just finished my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. So if you guys wanna see more hike trails like this, give this video a like, subscribe for more, and you guys have a blessed one. I'll see you guys later.